Hello. So, bear with me as I put all my ducks in order here. I am watching the chat, so feel free to meet each other and put up questions if you have any. Here, I'll turn this off so I can monitor what's going on. Someday I'll have maybe fancy sponsors to be able to afford to be able to do this the right way and the easy way. Oops, turn this all off. There we go. Okay, so that's going, and we need to do screen share. Application window. We want this one, share. So I was just cruising around looking for, actually it'd be easier if I do it in another one. Hold on, please. Sorry, bear with me here. I'm still learning all this stuff. If I go, no, I can't do that. Anyway, how about you guys see this? I'm trying to screen share here. Oh, how about this one? There we go. That's probably a little bit better. Only guessing though. Okay, you can see that all right. So I was just asked about disperse camping, and the specific question was, can you disperse camp right next to or on the edge of Howard Lake? And so I don't think so, but I was just looking through, I hope this stays up on here. Here, I was just looking through the disperse camping page on Mendocino National Forest website. And I wasn't able to find anything about how far away, because I know there's, I've seen it before, there is a restriction on how close you can be to a campground. And I was looking here to see if I could find it, but I don't see it. So anyway, we'll get started here. So I don't get a whole lot of questions about BLM, so we'll kind of get this one out of the way. BLM, when you go on their just basic website for Bureau of Land Management, not necessarily a certain division or whatnot. You get this click here for update information, but if you scroll through, they just talk about their campgrounds are closed, their tent area and toilets are closed. Developed areas, again, are closed. So you click on the information you see right here, and you come up with, well, you get this. And again, I've gone over this once before. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. They're very specific about where the closure is. And then they just leave it as open-ended. It's just until we say otherwise, it's closed. So as of date, there you go. At least they give you something to go off of. So BLM land, nice place. It's more for riding, shooting, hunting. Not necessarily my thing. It's hot and dry this time of year. A lot of leniency. The roads aren't too bad. Let's see, Bartlett Springs and Walker Ridge, if they were open, they're not too bad. I don't know if I'd take a Honda down it, but I've taken my Subaru down it a whole bunch of times. So you don't need anything fancy to make it down there. But again, it's hot and dry. But if you're looking to a lot of area to ride, OHV, go shooting, some fishing lakeside. There's a lot of dispersed camping lakeside right there. So anyway, the main question that was brought to me, or has been brought to me multiple times, is people are getting confused with the way Mendocino National Forest is running their website, for lack of a better phrase. You go to their Facebook page and you get this, oh, okay, well, as long as I practice social distancing, I don't gather in groups, I share the trail and I pack my trash out, I'm good to go, right? You come over and you're like, oh, okay, well, here's their homepage. Okay, well, then you click around, you find campgrounds, camping. Now here's one example that was brought to me, Wells Cabin Campground. I was just there, drove by last Saturday. It was still some snow there. Was able to look around. The road was uncovered. All those fallen trees are still there. You click on the website and the link, and it says open. But notice here, so right here, these two red warnings or alerts and warnings, you don't see those on the homepage. To me, this forest order number should be in red. I don't know why they have it in blue, but hey, it's the same thing you'd see here. But there's no I don't know. It just leaves too much room for assumption and false assumptions at that. Because if it says open, and you never do run across these red forest orders, which is this one here, how would you know? And it's not like you're doing it to be wrong or spiteful or whatnot. You just don't know. And sometimes surfing these websites can be a pain because they don't. Again, it's not obvious on their homepage. Even the well, no, the fire danger is right there. There was one more thing I was going to mention, but I can't remember right now. But this should be in red. Sorry to be so critical, but because it is confusing to me that I go to all these different ones, and I know that Wells Cabin is closed. I know Plesket Meadows Campground is closed. Reservations, none. Water, none. Of course. Oh, this one does say closed. All right. But if you go on to, now here's, if you click on the forest order, not the ranch fire, that's a different closure, but the recreation sites, this is what you get. So out of Willows, California, they tell you the 6 feet distancing, and then they tell you the campgrounds that are, let's see here, Mendocino National Forest, make sure I'm saying the right thing. They will open on the 16th. So the 16th is lapsed, we're on the 21st. These campgrounds are all open. And then if you go scroll down, keep going, you have campgrounds somewhere in here that are closed, open. Atchison, that's a nice one. I have a video up on that one. It's kind of boring, but it'd be a good spot if you had a group to go. Little Dell, there's that's right next to Howard Lake and Howard Lake Campground. They're very close to each other. Both great places. I'd totally stay there if I was in a campground camping. But if you come down far enough, they get into where they are closed. Where did it? Somewhere closed recreation sites right here. Make this a little bigger. Closed recreation sites. Plesket Meadows closed. Wells Cabin closed. But if we go back again, what's confusing is you go here, Wells Cabin, open. So that was a question. I hope that was helpful. Again, the only way I was, or not again, the only way I was really able to find this stuff was just kind of clicking around, and I'm on this site all the time, and I do check their Facebook. So this was in red though before. I don't know why it's now blue, but anyway. The last thing I'd mention again is this dispersed camping. You might want to read that. It's just good knowledge to know, regardless of whether you're dispersed camping or not. Even if you're going in, say, a campground, there's still some good information here. Like if you have, hypothetically, if you're hiking, what if you need to go to the bathroom? Well, they talk in here about burying your waste. At least 6 inches or more in the soil, 100 feet away from a river, lake, stream, spring, or trail. Never bury toilet paper or sanitary products. Animals will dig it up and scatter it around the area. So, you could use that when you're hiking about. I have heard rumor that some of these ranch fire closures are reopening, but I haven't received any confirmation. Every time I've asked somebody when I've seen a post about it for confirmation or some sort of official link or a phone number, I don't get it. A radio silence and pins drop. Anyway, so the other thing I was asked a couple times this week is the location of the spring water, which I'm actually drinking right now. Delicious. We went up there last Saturday. A friend of mine and I, just the two of us, I brought back 30-something gallons of spring water. Really good. Looked like we did make it down with no issues. We brought our truck. Highway terrain tires, completely stocked, 2500 four-wheel drive, no issues at all. Had to stop a few times to clear some fallen branches. It might have been tire poppers, but I was able to do it without a chainsaw or any chains. It was no struggle at all. Made it down in there. The spring, the plant growth is only about 1 inch or 2 high, so that was really cool to see it just like budding out, because I know 2 weeks ago that a lot of that area was still under snow. So it was really cool to see that things are coming out now. My prediction is 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks at most. That area is going to be spectacular up in here because everything was covered in snow, so it's all just now coming out. But anyway, so here's the location. I have updated a link to this. If you click the link within both spring water videos and enter it in your browser, it'll give you this little pin drop. And then I also put in the GPS coordinates, so you can get it either way. But if you zoom out, I've talked about this spot a number of times. Right in here is one of my new favorite places to go camping, right here. So you take this little, let's back up here or zoom out a little bit. So let's see here, that's FH7. right here where this little 7 thing is, or roughly in here, somewhere in here, there's a post with a sign that says Road 307, and that's this right here. All this down till this 4-way intersection right here. Right now there's a tree blocking right here, so you got to go around where the Google's actually showing it. I'm not sure how that works, but there is a tree down there. Go down this hill. Again, this is one of my favorite spots right now because you can see from camp, you can look all the way up this right through here. And these plants right now are just starting to come out. The ferns haven't even sprouted yet. All you see is last year's dead growth still. But they're going to be out real soon. So anyway, from this campsite, continue down the same road and just keep going. I have no idea the route it takes through the trees. Google doesn't show that. Google doesn't show this road even exists, it looks like. Best of my research shows that would be 22N, as in November, 16, 22N 16. Here's the spring waters. So if you want to get the location, you can get it from either of the videos, GPS coordinates or the Google Map coordinates. So again, I know it's misleading, and I don't know how they could have done it better. I'm not gonna talk down about them, but this is definitely confusing going between this sign here on your Facebook, going here, there's nothing really obvious, and then you go here and it says open. It's like, well, that's kind of weird, what's going on? But no matter what time of year, you're gonna really want to pay attention to this part of the site, right? Right here. These closures and warnings and alerts, I guess is what you'd call it. They publish everything right there when things are closed or fire information or whatnot. It's all right there. So again, after you leave the homepage, I think it's anywhere after homepage, right? So if I went here, no, that's a PDF. My bad. Let's just choose land and management. No, that doesn't come up. So it is not everywhere. Again, I don't know. A little more prevalent would be good, but that's how I'm getting my information, is just kind of cruising around the website. And then when you click on the forest order, you get that one page. But then if you keep scrolling around, I do have a link to this in this video description and the last two, or no, I mean not the last two, but at least this one, the last one, I have a link to this right here where they actually list out what's open, what's closed. And this is what you would go off of. And the other thing I think I brought it up before, but I'll bring it up again. The other thing that's kind of strange is that when you go, so I went by Howard Lake and went around the back road. I'd have to look up the name or the number. So I took an N road that went parallel to Little Doe and went down through and around to the backside of Howard Lake. And I completely lost where I was going with that. It's getting late. It's been a long day. At any rate, so this is the barricades. That's what I was going for. When I drove in there, the whole area was closed, and they made it really obvious. They had barricades with 4 to 6 inch round posts that were really big, really awkward, and had huge signs all over them. But when I went by like Wells Cabin the last 2 times I've been by there, there's nothing. So if you were to just be driving in from happenstance, didn't check the website or anything, you'd drive right in. Same with Plusket Meadows. There's nothing there that says closed in any way, shape, or form. Nothing. So check the website, cruise around. You'll find the forest orders. You can always call the office too. And here's the phone number for Willows right here at the top of this page. Give them a call. You can message me. I'll do my best. But again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I don't work for the Forest Service. I don't work for BLM. I'm not affiliated, associated, or anything. I'm just giving you information as I read it, the way I understand it, the way I interpret it. Ultimately, it's your responsibility to know the rules and regulations. You can't say that guy told me, that weird guy off YouTube. So if you found any of this useful, please remember, I am not paid. I'm not sponsored. I'm not reimbursed. I'm not compensated in any way, shape, or form for any of these videos. But it would be a huge favor to me if you gave a thumbs up, some sort of comment to know that, hey, good job, or would you do a video on this, or how about a video on that, or a video from here, or have you been here, or ask me questions. The comments are great. And also, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, because once I do get enough subscribers and enough watch time, I do get compensated for all of these endeavors. Granted, I don't know how much it is, and I'm not going to plan on my retirement on this one, but in the meantime, I'm still going to continue to launch videos. I'm still going to continue to let you know of cool things I find, like the spring water. Definitely, that was a cool find. It does look like the sign was redone. It was fresh blue. Again, it's about 12 feet off the ground, so you don't see it real quick and easy, but it's there. But yeah, please, by all means, feel free to check these spots out. I'm going to be going into either this spot or Oak Knoll in a couple of weeks, if somebody isn't there already. I have camped over in here. I have a video from right here I camped, and then we flew the drone over and around, down and back and forth a couple times. I think I even went out over here with the drone a little bit. You can camp if you keep going down. Does it show up on here? Yeah, it's right here. If you keep going down the road, there's this little turnabout right here. This is pretty flat, neat little spot to camp. Ton of elderberries right back in here. If you're an elderberry nut like me, who thinks that they're really tasty and good for you, tons of elderberry right here. You have more than enough for many families sitting right there. So now I'm just kind of rambling on, but again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them. I think I've covered the main questions on finding the information. Again, go to the link with this forest order right here, and it lists out all of them. And currently, best of my knowledge, all dispersed camping is still okay. The only thing is the number of people in your group. They are highly recommending you, or not recommending, requesting that you only go with people from your own household, or just make sure you distance each other. So go ahead, go out, have fun. I'm going to. If you are going out in the next couple of weeks and going to be out in the FH7 area, I'm not sure where we're going to explore next. Here it is. Let's see, can I go to map? Yeah, so we've done, let's see here. Anthony Peak, I was just there. The M4, we've done a bunch of these N roads right in through here. Went up to Sugar Springs, and then up in some of these, the M4, and then went up some of these N roads in here. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So we did, came back down through here. I'm going to do a video on the whole loop, or at least describing the loop, because it was 60 or 70 miles and took us 7 hours to do the whole journey. We did it, and I did it in our stock Chevy. It was no problem, but it sure was a lot of fun. The road that goes around the backside of car camping. I was going to talk about car camping. So FH7 itself, really smooth right now. They just graded it 3 weeks ago, large portions of it, so it is super smooth. I've only been back over around to here, I think it was. Yeah, over here. So I haven't been any further east than right here. But all the rest of this, I would do in a Honda. Now, I wouldn't say anybody could do it in a Honda or Toyota, but I could do it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think it's 60% driver and maybe 40% vehicle. If the driver's good, you can get. I've seen a Crown Victoria police car at the top of Hull Mountain. Well, not the very top, but the crest of the the M1 up there. So you can make it up there. You got a lot of hope. Let's see, where else would be good. You could take the M6 into the game refuge. A lot of that road is pretty smooth. If that's your style, you could do car camping that way. We did, now 22N11 has some really cool stuff, but there's a lot of rocks and boulders. It'd be a really bad drive for a car. Sure, you could do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Granted, Black Butte and Keller Lake, they're both really pretty cool places. M3 this weekend. What portion of the M3? Let's see. Have you done road 311? No. Tell me about 311. Is that an N road or? Anyway, yeah. Please, Overland Trail Guides. Please. What's road 311 or road 311? Where area is that in? And Dan Dempsey, what portion of the M3? I want to expand my horizons. It's washed out apparently. Huh. I don't know that road. I would love to know more. Let's see here, car camping though. So the other one that would be possible for car camping, where'd it go? Let's see here. It's so right where the M4 meets FH7 is there. It is 24N02. This through here, stay on the same road, 24N02. Some of these aren't too bad, but this road was super smooth. And they hadn't recently graded it, but it was really smooth. So a lot of little offshoots that are really cool to camp on. You can do car camping there. I don't know what area people are coming from, so it would be good if you asked me for my advice on where I would go. It would be good to include where you're coming from, so I can help take that into account. In theory, you could, again, if you're coming from like my area in Windsor, Hull Mountain and Lake Pillsbury are slightly closer, but I'd rather spend the extra half an hour and go up to FH7 area. But you could make it a lot of the way up the M1. You could make it probably the whole way if you're a good driver, but I don't know that I want to put my car in that kind of peril. We took M6 instead. I go M10 from Upper Lake, okay, to M3 north to near where Rocket Trailhead. So from what I understand, the M10 just reopened again. Someone was talking about, where's my map? What's the site? They were just talking about a campground. They were all excited it was reopening off the M10. I've been curious about the south side of Snow Mountain Wilderness. Big Springs. Oh, yeah, it's here somewhere. Spend all day looking for it. I do plan to try and branch out to the south side of Snow Mountain here real soon. M10 area. Big Springs? No, that's not it. No, I don't know where it was. I circled it on here somewhere, but I got a lot of circles going. So, Bear Creek. I've heard of that one. I think I heard of that one up near Bartlett Springs Road, Indian Valley area, though. Let's see if it shows up on here. No, it's just going to show the city. Yes, M10 crosses Bear Creek. All right, well, let's see if we can find that. Where am I? Yeah, wrong end of the state. Let's see here. Clearly, Medford, too far north. Getting all excited. Slow down. There we go. And which one is going to be? It's by the Rice Fork. I haven't been there since. Oh, yeah, the Mendo Complex fire. Oh my God, that destroyed so much stuff. It's unreal. Let's see, M10. It's near the top up here, I thought. There we go, M10. Yeah, I've heard parts of this reopened, which is cool. It's always good when things reopen. Personally, if it burned, I'll take my own risk. I don't care. I understand there's trees that are widow makers, but I'll take the risk. I'm not scared. But yeah, it was crazy how much burned in the complex fire. Oh man. And what it's just that kind of burned down this valley, right? And then cleaned up Snow Mountain. Most of that's burned. Went down into Indian Valley. I have videos of a lot of this area just gone, just devastated. I have a ton more footage I haven't even gone through over in, let's see, this little valley right in here. Oh, disgusting. But hey, whatever. Life goes on. Well, so the no widow makers, that's good. Sometimes they go in and take them out because they're worried it's going to fall on somebody and they're going to sue. But I think that's ridiculous. This is a fun one, though. Bartlett Springs. That winds up and back. It's nothing fancy, but it's kind of a fun road. I've done that as a day trip. Come back in through on Walker Ridge Road and back around. That's another fun day trip, but can't do it now because all of this is closed. Granted, all this is open, but the rest in here is BLM, and that's all closed. But a lot of this is private land anyway. Once you get up to the M3, it's all gone. Yeah, well, it goes that way for a long way. Or it's just so much is burned. It's almost impossible to remember all the different names now. So I think I covered the car camping, spring water, and the regulations. Those were 3 really popular questions this week. Again, if you want to know more information, don't hesitate to write. But please put in your location. Any of my videos you see up, I'd be glad to give the location on. You're going to see a whole lot in the M4 area coming up here real soon. I'm going to be checking those end roads out because for some reason, I don't know, it's calling me to go out in that area. From there, not sure. Definitely open for influence. Inside the Mendocino National Forest, anywhere I can get with my truck, I'm in. So I am hoping that at some point things will loosen up, the restrictions will loosen up, and to host some sort of gathering and off-road thing. I think it'd be fun to get together like Wednesday through Sunday and do different day runs, like maybe the M1 up and over, back down the M2, over to the M4, and then back into camp somewhere. I think Oak Knoll would be a great spot because you can fit a whole bunch of people in there. There's still cell coverage. I could offer power and water and showers for those that don't have it. And then maybe do another day adventure just around the M4, circle back to FH7. There's a ton of different ones that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe on the way home, come down the M1, cross over Whole Mountain, down into Lake Pillsbury and home on the day back. Let me know if that'd be something you'd be interested in doing. I'm ready to go as soon as they allow big gatherings to go, because I'm going to put it up on Facebook and say, come on out. And I can't imagine only 2 or 3 people are going to show up. I'll bet a lot more will. You know, anything. No trees. Yeah, everything's burned. That's okay though. Fire is part of nature, right? It's how we fire. The nature rejuvenates in some cases. Some of the pine cones don't open unless they get superheated from fire. Some of the grasses need to be burned off. So I'm not against the fires. I'm all prepared for it. Bring it on. Don't expect me to fight them because I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever. So car camping, 20. This one here, this 24 NO2 is a good one. FH7 all in through here. There's a bunch of spots to just pull right off. You go into here because they do want you at least to be a little ways off the road. You go a little ways off. There's plenty of spots to disperse camp. Lots and lots. Oh, really? The M3 and offshoots and the end roads. There are several springs, lots of creeks, vistas, and views. Hands down, the best road I've traveled up there. Really? All right. Well, that's good to know. Where's my pen? Write this down, because although I can always refer back to the video comments, but still. So M3. And what area was that in? Did we just see that in here somewhere? No. M1, M4. Yeah, by all means, if you've been to a spot or if you're curious about, oh, here it is. Been to a spot that you want to recommend I check out. Again, I'm all ears. Yeah, okay. Wow, that M3 is really long. Wow, that's awesome. There you go. It seems like that'd almost be an expedition just to travel that M3. Where do I camp on the M1 between Whole Mountain and Black Butte? Okay, so M1, I have camped a whole lot on the south side of Whole Mountain. And then let's see here if we can find the, let's see if I can, where's the show the wilderness area? No, it doesn't. It doesn't show me. So right where there's a little section of wilderness area on the M1 on the left-hand side. There's actually a road that goes out in there. It's not supposed to be, but there is. And then I always go up one of these end roads directly across from it. I think it's over in here. Some great spots over in here. The climate's much better, and so is the terrain than the south side of Whole Mountain. By far, the camping is superior over here. It's closer to FH7 temperature, humidity, and whatnot, but with more sparsity in the trees because you get a lot of snow up in there. I have also come in from FH7 and come up the M1, and we stayed about 15 miles in. I don't remember where that was, but if I had to guess, it was on one of these because it branched out a whole bunch. It was about 5 years ago. We stayed up over in here, really tucked back in spot. It was really cool. 180 miles. Jeez. That's a lot of miles. I came close to that about, what was it, on the 17th or so, 18th of last month. We ended up having to put 10 gallons of diesel in a 34-gallon tank. We burned a lot that weekend. So anyway, there's lots of dispersed camping on the M1 on both sides of Whole Mountain. The only thing to note is I think it's at Bald Mountain, the OHV stops. You can't ride OHV past. You can only ride it so far past the top. You can't ride it all the way up to FH7, which is kind of sad because it'd be neat if you could ride it all the way up to FH7 and then up into Indian Dick area. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that. I'm all about the riding. So that's where I've been on the M1. My other intrigue lately has been the M6 into the game refuge and back and out, because it seems like there's a whole lot of N roads and M roads that come off the M6 and a lot of cool area up in there. Not all of it is in the game refuge. I've explored only a fraction of it. There's some awesome swimming holes down in there though. But yeah, the N roads, I can't get enough. Now granted, I guess I could because I don't have a Jeep or a Toyota anymore. I just sold my Toyota. Trying to think of what else might be inspirational, but I don't know. And please, a thumbs up is a huge thing for me. The comments are fantastic. It's great to see some people interacting. It makes me show up higher on the search standings. And again, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated. I don't get paid in any way, shape, or form. I'm doing this on my own computer, on my own time after work. But anyway, sadly, Pleska Meadows is still closed. I would say go car camping there because you can go fishing, you can go hiking, all this different area. Or if you didn't like that, you could disperse camp somewhere near there. But unfortunately, no fishing right now because now they've changed it to say, remember this I was talking about last time, recreation site or portion thereof. They added that from last time. That wasn't in there last time. They just didn't want you entering or using a developed recreation site. Well, now they've added the portion thereof because there have been a number of people that are going past it. Like I said before, I saw one guy when we were at Howard Lake. We parked far away, found a game trail to get in there, and then we're down at the lake. And next thing we know, we see a car drive in. He had moved the barricade, drove through, put the barricade back. So I think they're getting a little more stringent on their stuff there. I'm following the chat here because I see a couple others are talking, and I want to make sure I stay involved because I already learned about something new here, the M3. A W road, huh? Learning more. 8W16. My cabin also. Well, let's, if you don't mind, I'll look those up myself. NYE cabin, so let's try that. I don't even include the also. Oh, there we go. Is lower NYE campground? Is that what you're talking about? Oh no, it's closed. So does it show me on here? Well, 8W13, 9W49. I have not seen those. Oh, those are within the wilderness. So those are, there's actually a road that goes up in there. I thought from my understanding, wilderness was for foot traffic and equestrian traffic. But that would be pretty cool. The W's. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. I need to do more live streams. We can all teach each other because I had no idea. What are those? Is it like walking trails instead of N road for like not suitable for cars? Let's see. How do we find that? So Snow Mountain Wilderness. I can find that then on this one. Going Whole Mountain, Snow Mountain's over in here. Snow Mountain Wilderness, Lake Pillsbury directly across. Yeah, look, this says it's wilderness right here. I'm trying to find it on, of course, Google Maps doesn't show it on the show wilderness boundaries. They just show it all as national forest, but that's okay. Other resources, ways and means. Together we shall all conquer. How rugged would you can you define that? Are we talking a Jeep rugged, or we talking about what, like a Chevy 4x4 going to make it? Is a Subaru going to make it? I'm assuming that Toyota or Honda are not going to make it. Well, I should say Honda, because Toyota is a broad statement. Oh yeah, right there. So you take the oh, it's right off the M3. I was told to go check out West Crockett. That's been circled. I don't know if any of you have been there for that. I was told to go check that one out. There's a bunch of NYE stuff up in there. The W roads are not showing up on my fold-out map. They're all showing N roads. Interesting. Where's Crockett? Well, I can do creekside camping in that area as well. Any chance that any of that there's fishing in those creeks? And I'm gonna write down that longitude and latitude 39433,993. I'm assuming that's what, north? And I think west is the second one. 122.748879. No trout. Only pike minnow. Oh yeah, minnow. They'll put up quite the fight. Oh, well, that's good to know. We're to ask. So, what's the swimming like? Any recommendation on time of year that you would prefer over another? Generally, a lot of the rivers when I go, I'll go towards like end of July, beginning of August. That's when it starts to be warm enough for somebody like me who does not like cold water whatsoever. Can I switch this view? Yeah, I'd love to get up. That M3 looks like a lot of fun up in there. There's a lot of it up to drive. It's one of the longer ones I've seen. Does it continue past FH7? Doesn't look like it. M3 it ends somewhere in here. Water's very cold. Wetsuit then? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for turning me on to the M3. That's a whole lot of road right there. And yeah, there is a whole lot of N roads off of that. It's definitely something worth checking out. Are there any ponds in there at all? Of course, then the view of the road goes away. How do I get it to stay? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's this one. Is that a grass? Yeah, it's a grassy field. That is a really long road. I don't know how many times I've said that. Sorry. All right. There's water coming right out at Pippin Skeleton Glade here-ish. Well, thanks for sharing. I think it's awesome. It's always good to have some sort of lead. A lot of these outings, when I go, I just blindly go. I kind of eeny, meeny, miny, mo on the map, stick my finger down. All right, that's where I'm going for the day. And I found a lot of cool things that way. Just staying at where I was. Let's see, find these things. That spring, that was just total happenstance. So let's see, it should be in here somewhere. I was shocked that all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's water coming out of the ground. Oh, it's safe to drink. That's delicious. Anthony Peak. Well, I don't know. I'm getting burned out. I'm trying to find it. Oh, there's more. Another location. Can we just type these in here? I'm not exactly a tech geek here, but let's give it a try. 39.438.123. Don't worry about spelling. I'm about the worst. Spell check doesn't even help me. Oops. No. I think it's north. 39.438.123. And then isn't it west? 122. Oh, I have to put in 22.836. 764. It says no. Something will make it work, right? Skeleton Creek, right on the M3. That follows the creek for a little ways there. Actually crosses it off. What's it? Is there a culvert there? Oh, the creek is buried in trees. No wonder it's cold. Yeah, don't worry about the spelling. Just throw out spots. If anybody has cool spots that they want to share, by all means. What was the other spot? Let's find that one. You mentioned another one here too. So I wrote these down, and let's see if we get out there and do another video. So 39.433.993 negative 122.748879. So I had to approve your comment. Skeleton Creek is very cool. I had to approve that. I'm not sure why they would care, but hey. Snow Mountain Wilderness. Okay, so this is just in the area, or the area we were just looking at, wasn't it? And this particular spot would be a cool spot to camp. Oh, I just saw that little thing there. Are you recommending this as a spot to camp, or? Oh, man, it looks like a house down in there. Oh, it's a bathroom. Oh, okay, cars. Look at that. It's a burn zone, right? Probably is now if it's on Snow Mountain Wilderness. Yeah, this has all got to be burned. Where's the M6? Yeah, this is so you can from the M6 you can see the top of the ridge line in Snow Mountain, and all of this is burned. So if I can see over to the top of the mountain is burned, I'm only guessing, but this should probably be burned. Oh, cool. Landmark. All right. It doesn't show up as a. Does it show up as a like something happened here? Can you look this up and find out facts and details about it? It's not burned up. Wow. This is kind of intriguing. That's a big patch of green. What's the elevation here? Does it say? No, it doesn't say. You guys know, Dan, do you know how high up that is roughly? Yeah, you can find a link. That'd be fantastic. And a lot of these connect. That's really cool. Of course, this one, way out there. all the way through this road and through here. That's quite a trek. But what's at the end? There'd be something there, huh? There's probably something really cool out in there. That's quite a little trek, though. 18N36. And there's 18N36A. 5,000 to 6,000. Okay, that's not bad. There's no snow there now. I'm showing the map. Yeah, and Google Earth or Maps is not the best thing in the world to navigate, but it gives you something to get started on. That's for sure. Cotton Peak. I get curious. What picture is that? Snow Mountain Wilderness Trail. I need to start posting more pictures for these things because that's not exactly a spectacular picture. It's cloudy over in here. Seen more buzz lately about the Motala draining Lake Pillsbury. Not sure if it's true or not. I've been hearing it for a long time though. That's a lot of water to get rid of. Can I be there when they poke the first hole in the dam? And I've seen some pictures on Facebook this week of people shooting at the shooting range right here at Lake Pillsbury, Gravity Valley, the airstrip. So I guess that's open now and usable. I haven't been there myself, but again, I've been seeing pictures of people there shooting. I guess we're all good as long as we stay away from each other. They won't mind. Dan, if you could find a link and post it at some point, even if it's not tonight, I'd be grateful. I'd be curious to check it out, and I'm sure others would be too. Again, please, a thumbs up. These comments are fantastic. The watch time is great. Subscriptions are great. And I'm not paid by anybody. No sponsors. It's me. I'm not being paid for this. Using the computer I paid for by going to work 9 to 5. And while I'm sitting here, I'm looking for pockets of water is what I actually look for. So these little things catch my eye right away. But they're just grass. Some of this is actually, where is this? Where's Hill Mountain? So some of this in here is burned, but you don't see it on Google Earth. Now you see some sparse trees, but I have video footage from my first drone up in here, and there's a lot of this burned, what, 5-10 years ago? M1 though, I've had my fun there. Might not be coming in. Yeah, it might get upset about you posting an outside link, but just message me or something. You guys can find me on Facebook. Send me a private message. They come through instantly, and I do my best to reply right away. I'm kind of over the M1. I find it to be kind of dry, not a lot exciting, and I don't know the entire forest. And I know I sound like a broken record, but man, this FH7 and north, it just gets so much more lush as you go north. I mean, you can see here it's a little drier up towards Indian Dick, but you come up into here, look at all this. How can you tell me that's not going to be green and lush? So it's supposed to be hot this weekend. I've been up near Plesket Meadows when it was 100 degrees down here in Windsor. I'm in Windsor, California, and up by Oak Knoll, and it was 73, 74 degrees. Perfect. T-shirt. I'll take it all day long. But again, at some point here, as soon as we start loosening up restrictions, I do plan to do a public gathering, not sanctioned or sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Just to, hey, I'm going to be camping. Let's see, I'll probably be when I go. Where is that spot on here? I used to be able to know how to find it on here. Anyway, it's called Oak Knoll on the Mendocino National Forest foldout map. There's still coverage there. Plan to go bring a lot of stuff. We have a 60,000 BTU camp stove, hot shower, 2 large generators, lights, So kind of a base camp thing. People could come stay. That spot is huge. And then we could do day trips from there. We do have the Duramax to haul our stuff out there, but the Subaru to get around. Again, one of my runs I thought would be a lot of fun would be to go from camp up to the M4, up the M4 to the M2, back over and across the M21, down the M1, back up FH7 for the day. That's a pretty good run, especially with all the stops. Stop at Howard Lake, maybe fish for a little bit, come back, and then continue on. Stop for photographs, food, water, bathroom breaks, flat tires, whatnot. Spend the night, and then come back and maybe do 22 and 11 up over to FH7, and then back down FH7 east over to 24 NO2, and then double back to FH7, go back to Oak Knoll for the day. And from there, depending on if people wanted to go, I'm sure we could come up with more routes. But this route here is a lot of fun. There's some cool views. Go by Black Butte, Keller Lake, Atchison Campground. That Vista Point I have a video of is somewhere, I think, in here. Those are great spots to go check out. Okay, we'll go to that link or coordinate here in a minute. I think it'd be a lot of fun, so stay tuned. I'll definitely be announcing it when I do it, and it'd be cool to meet some more people. I've met a few people off YouTube now. 3 or 4 that I've met, not randomly, but exchanged messages and ended up meeting them, or in one case I actually led them around, and it was friends online anyway. So let's go to this new location and check this one out. It was just commented on, 39.514759 by -122.740889. Howard Spring, or Hayward Spring, okay. There's a lot of goodies off the M3, huh? That's almost directly across from Home Mountain there. All right. And familiarize myself a little bit more with the area, but that's looks like I'm spending time in the wrong locations. No, I'm just kidding. There's some great spots where I've been going, but I need to check this stuff out. And there's a lot. The M3 just curves back and forth. I mean, it seems like you'd need. I got 500 miles per on the range on a tank of fuel, 500 to 600. I didn't need to bring fuel to make that whole run. Good. Well, let's convoy some spots, and if anybody wants to join me in the woods and show me their spots, I know how to keep my mouth shut. I promise I won't go back. But if I go somewhere cool, I definitely don't mind taking people there. Still one of my favorite spots. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. Let's see if how quickly I can find it here. 162. Where's the M1? Eel River right here. M1. It's gonna be in here. Map. Alder Creek, Maple Creek, Dennis Creek, Rattlesnake Creek, right here. I have a video way back when from my older drone. Let's see. So you come around this. This is a concrete bridge, like you'd see as an overpass on a freeway. Right here, it's a big, huge concrete thing. Take this little driveway and park right in here. These are some of my favorite swimming holes in the summer, right in through here. You can take this trail, or either one of them down to the river, or this is a steep cliff. I don't want to go down that way. But the view is really cool from right here. You can look down and see the water. But if you hike down here, let's see, like a few weeks before deer season, the water is moving fast enough. The algae is not very prolific, or there's not a whole lot of it. But the water is definitely warm enough for even somebody like me who does not like cold water. Right in through here, there's some cool stuff. And then can't see it because of the shadow. I'm trying to find it. Somewhere in here, let's say hypothetically here, there's a waterfall that drops, I don't know, 100 feet or so. But you can take, oops, I don't want the pin. You can walk from camp up along, there's a game trail that follows this edge out over to this bluff. You can hike down, and go upriver and then hike behind the waterfall. You can actually hike up behind it. I've had fingers put back on my left hand, so I can't rock climb whatsoever. I'm not able to make it in there, but I know a lot of friends that are not rock climbers that have made it in there. I know several that have actually come down Rattlesnake Creek and then kind of spider monkeyed it down the edge and into the waterfall that way too. If you go far enough down, I think it's near these trees, there's a couple of water slides. They're nothing impressive, but they're natural water slides. This is a fantastic spot to go. And if you get that spot, the nice part is there's nowhere, the only near flat spot is way over here. And that's up and over a ridge. So they're not going to hear you and you're not going to hear them unless you're really partying down. So your privacy is really high right there. And this is, again, one of my favorite places to go, but it's one that I'll only go there if I leave on like a Wednesday, maybe Thursday, because this is the only spot out in this whole area that's good for a long ways. So it's pretty popular, especially during deer season. But if you can get, this is an epic family place right here. I wouldn't go with little kids, but mine's 13. This is an epic spot because they can go down here and play. The water's not moving that fast. It's not very steep. Until you get to the waterfall, a lot of this is very manageable. There's a few spots where the water is carved through the rocks and it's just so smooth and crystal clear water. So that's one of my favorite places to go. Oh yeah, see, Dan agrees with me. I've been going here for 25, maybe 30 years. I have gone to the end of the M1 to where it borders the National Forest wilderness area. Somewhere in here. It's been 25, 30 years though, so it'd be hard pressed to find it. But there's a lot of cool places up in here, and there is some fishing up in here. This is a stretch of the M1 I enjoy, but again, by Pillsbury, I've been to it 1,000 times. I can almost drive it blindfolded. I'm done. I'm out. Drove through on the M1 north of FH7 is Little Doe Campground and Howard Lake, and then there is another day use area. I think it's right in here. Yeah, it is. It's right here. This is actually a day use area right here. You can drive in. There's drive-in picnic spots here. Actually, I think they're campsites. A little boat launch right here, or not boat launch, dock. And when I was here last, this was open. You could float a boat through here, no issue. I don't know. Maybe it was because it was early in the year and a lot of plants had died from the cold. I don't know. Maybe not though. Cool spot. Tons of bass in here. Tons of bass. Never caught any. I threw everything top water to spinners and nothing, but they're in here. You can see lots and lots of them along the shores. There's a lot of cool places to fish for them. In the past, right in here is washed out a couple of times. Oh, here, is this one of the washouts? Yeah, there's one of the washouts. So that was the previous washout they fixed 2 years ago. And then last year there was another one, I think it was right here. This whole section of road, like 30, 40 feet washed, 6 feet deep, all gone. There was no like driving down in there. It was a sheer cliff. But that's the first I'd seen of this washout here. But a lot of people like to deer hunt in here, so I was not surprised they fixed it pretty quickly. Right now it's further back in there where it's actually paved. I think I have a video in there, but it's actually, I was there on the 7th of April, and the road had dropped, let's see, I don't know, what, 300 feet roughly had dropped 10, 12 inches. Somebody actually stacked logs to make it a ramp, and our Subaru still bottomed out going over it. Reading the comments, 1 second here. Message retracted, okay. Oh, yeah, how many vehicles can you fit in there? Oh, let's see, several. Actually, I have a video of it. I won't play the whole video, but I will pull it up so you can see which one to watch later. Gives you a pretty good idea. Let's see here. Channel videos. It's going to be way back in there. Way back in there. So this is that in this thumbnail. This is the same section of road that dropped, but last year, this is last year. It wasn't all that bad. Oh no, 11. Yeah, last year wasn't too bad. This year is a lot worse. Here it is. Must see river spot on the M1. I can't pause. I can't play this though. It's copyrighted music. I made this video before I actually thought I was going to do YouTube stuff, and I used a song that's, I'm sure you've heard on the radio a bunch of times, but this is from that spot I was just showing you on the map. This is Rattlesnake Creek down inside here. This is my previous drone, which was 11 years old when I got it. So it's barely 1080p. Quality's not great, and the controls are really crappy, so it's really jittery and not great. So there's that concrete bridge I was telling you about. It makes it really easy to spot this location. See the river. I mean, go through these. Look at how it's carved through this polished rock. Can we go back just a little bit? There's the drone. Pause. Yeah, see, it's polished through all these rocks. So this is all smooth. You can walk through this in flip-flops or bare feet if you wanted to. And a lot of these pools right here, some of them are 7-8 feet deep. None of them are horribly deep, but there's also a couple spots that are kind of fun that somebody like me that can't rock climb, I can pretend on some of these rocks here, because if I fall, I push away from the rocks and I fall in the water. So somebody like me who can't rock climb, this is a great spot to go because I can play around and have a good old time. But see there, you can see how smooth those rocks are. Let's see if I can find a picture of camp. Thought I had one in here. There's some of the water. You can see it's nothing like that. It's flowing, but nothing extreme. This was like October, I think, or no, yeah, October. So not what I'd recommend necessarily swimming. Anyway, it's not in here, but check out the video anyway, if not to give me the watch credit. You could probably fit 4 couples semi-comfortably. 3 would be the most I'd recommend, but you could probably do 4. 2 to 3 is better, but yeah, I think 4 is totally your max. There is some actually. Let's see if we can find that. Can I find that spot again? There's also some parking outside. M1. Where am I? I went way past it, didn't I? No, I didn't. I didn't go far enough. I went back. Deer Creek. It's right here. It's Rattlesnake Creek. So if we go back to here, there's a fair amount of parking right here. You can park a ton of cars right here, and then you can put up a bunch of tents inside here. There's also some parking underneath here. I stayed here 1 year with some friends. We did the whole route from Pillsbury, stayed the night at Whole Mountain, and then drove on the M1 to this spot. Got there, and a couple of guys showed up, and so they were waiting for some buddies, and could they wait in the shade here? And we said, sure. Next thing we know, they're staying the entire weekend. We did talk to a ranger to find out, well, it's, this is a whole forest, and there's something else we can have them do, and nope. This was technically had a fire ring, so it's another campsite. They got to stay the whole weekend, and every time we went in and out, we got to drive by them. It really sucked. It was terrible. Again, if you're dispersed, I've mentioned this before in a few videos. If you're dispersed camping, go dispersed camp. Don't squat near other people. But yeah, you could park cars here. You could park cars here, and then put all the tents down in here. So reading the comments. Bear with me a moment. Another spot. Okay, let's write that down and then check it out. And then, yeah, Howard Lake is pretty neat. Actually, a lot of the ponds up in that whole area of the M1. I forget what the other ones are. There's several decent-sized ponds up in there. They've all got those really big lily pads, and then I do have a video of them. The blossoms on them are really big and beautiful because there's so much organic material down in there for them to grow off of. All the ponds up in here, and of course I'm not going to see them in this view. There's several of them you can drive to. You find them. I can do a video on them later, what have you. Yeah, they're. Oh, here you go. Here's one. They're really cool looking. The lily pads are massive on some of these plants. Yeah, this one's got a couple of not boat docks, but docks to go out on and fish. Remember, if you're out on one of these, they might actually be closed from California Department of Fish and Wildlife. They don't want you using public use areas to fish, and you have to fish in groups smaller than 4 and be at least 6 feet apart. So Let's write down this one, and then we'll go to that one next. So 39.97393 by negative 122.93001. No, there's almost no snow up there. I was up there last Saturday. Well, of course, I was up there right before the storm, though. I don't know. According to the Mendocino National Forest broadcast at like 3:34 p.m., I think it was, the snow level was down to 6,000 feet last Saturday. So there might be some snow up there by now, but it's probably all melted. But when I was up there on Saturday, there were a few snow drifts on the north-facing side of mountains and in some shade pockets. But even up at Anthony Peak, very little snow, almost all gone. Question: if you arrive this Saturday afternoon by Lake Pillsbury and it's full, what are some backup spots? Try to find a camp. So you can't, if you pulled up to Lake Pillsbury itself, all those campgrounds are closed, I think. Let's see here. Still have it open somewhere. Here we go. Upper Lake, and these are under the closed. So yeah, Navy Campground, Oak Flat, Penny Pines, those are all in that area. Those are all closed currently. So Lake Pillsbury, you'd have to disperse camp, which personally I won't stay at any of these anyway. I've never had a good experience down at the bottom. They're always drunken idiots driving around all night long and shooting in camp, and now they have campground hosts. So I mean, if it's your thing, go for it. I'm not talking down on it. I'm just saying it's not my thing. I disperse camp when I go to Lake Pillsbury. So even if you showed up late Saturday afternoon, early evening, you're going to find something if you're willing to go up the M1 or down in the M6. Pull up the map. Where is the map? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, Lake Pillsbury. So M6, Eel River, my bearings here. So M1, M6 intersection is somewhere in here, right? So anyway, you could go up the M6 away from Lake Pillsbury and go up the M1, or down, if you're not carrying any firearms, you go down the M6. There's a lot of dispersed camping, and you could take anything from a car. You could take a car there, a Jeep, stock truck, whatever. Even two-wheel drive should make it up into those areas. I actually have a friend going in to buy the Eel River, I think this weekend. They said the M6, they were going to go up by the Eel River. So I wouldn't even, dispersed options. My favorite spot, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it on here, but I can try. Let's see here. That's too far. I found it once before. I might have to send you a message later with the location, but I can try. I know I can do this, though. Let's see if we can find it on the video, because I have a video of that spot. Channel videos. Well, that's gonna be a long time ago. It's gonna be my brother's drone. Well, not necessarily. So this one here, I was flying from that location, but I don't know if it's gonna show the camp or not. And again, it's gonna have copyrighted music. Can't play it on here. No, that's not going to show much of that camp or where it's at. Here's one. This is probably better. So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I would check these out. Large private camping view, M1, whole mountain. That's the landing strip down there. Right here, we were just talking about the pause this. We were just talking about the shooting range. It's right in here. Oak Flat and Navy Camp. They're going to be in this area here. M1 and M6 up and through here. But if we scroll through, see if there's like a more aerial view of camp. Yeah, okay, so here's looking at camp, and then it kind of pans up. This is a really big spot. You can fit a lot of cars there. And right below it is another campsite. So that's the M1 going up Whole Mountain. That's Whole Mountain right here. There's another spot right below this one. You could have another group further down there. You could very easily disperse camp in this location. Oh, here it is. You could very easily disperse camp in this location. Look how big this is. This isn't even all of it. This one is on the M1. Literally, the M1 is, I don't know, 75 feet away from this spot. I don't know any of these people. Just kidding. See, this is a huge spot, and this is right off of the M1. Do note that out past these bushes over in here, there's a bluff, and then it kind of dives off the edge. Not a cliff edge, but it's pretty steep. There's another fire ring over there. Numerous times I've had people come in when I'm staying here, come through camp and go try to camp over there. I've always let them, because the last 2 times I was with my son. I didn't really care. I've had friends twice stay here and have problems. They wanted to be alone, and people came in here, and it turned into a little bit of a huff. They wanted to stay over here because, in theory, they're legally allowed to. It's another campsite. So, yeah, the problem with some of the pullouts on the ridge, though, is that some of them are right on the edge of the, I don't want to say cliff. You're going to get blasted by the wind. So anything much further north, let's say on the M1 than this spot, it's going to start to get windy. Unless you go past the top of Home Mountain, but that's a long drive. Well, not a long drive, but that's a drive. I'm not sure how far you're willing to go. So, again, I got 2 videos here. I had an impression it's steep around the ridge, but it looks like it's not that steep. It's 1-to-1. So, for every foot of run, it's 1 foot of drop. It's not that bad. I could hike it in flip-flops if I had to. But yeah, this is a massive spot. There's some below it too. So the 2 videos, yeah, large private camping view from camp. That's one of them from that spot. And then this one here, Home Mountain by Lake Pillsbury from a drone. This is that fire I was talking about past the top of Home Mountain. Again, I can't play the music. Oh, so this is wilderness area right in here. Come on, get crisp. There we go. This is actually wilderness area. That's the M1 right here. Right across from here is a road somewhere off to the, like 4 o'clock? Head east. There's some cool camping up in there. The terrain gets a lot more. The trees get thicker. Look at the fisheye. That's terrible. This drone is so old. I still have it, actually. I still fly it on occasion. Camera's dead. I sank this one about 12 feet into the water. When it runs out of battery, it goes down. It doesn't warn you. I'm just waiting for it to rotate around and see if it shows that road that goes up in there. No. Well, anyway, across from that little, I wouldn't call it a pond. We'll call it a grassy pond. Across from it is a end road that goes up this way. You're going to head east. Yes, east. Bunch of camping up over this ridge that's really awesome and pretty, but I wouldn't take a car on it. So there's a couple of places you could check out there. I do have a video of the run, driving basically the entire way up Hole Mountain. Somewhere in here. I'm not going to watch it, but I'm not going to go there. That's the quick drive. Here it is, this Hole Mountain day trip. I actually pull off a couple of times. You could just like scrub through it to go fast because it's pretty long. There's a couple of spots I show you. There's one that's pretty small, kind of tucked back in off the M1. You wouldn't see it. You keep driving it. You're driving up the M1. It'd be in your rear view, and you keep going. It's small. I've stayed there with my son. There's a couple of spots right next to the road, literally where you can be seen from the road. But my best recommendation from Pillsbury is going to be the one we were just looking at. I'm sure most of the other people on here that are watching that have been up the whole mountain road are going to agree with me that this is probably the best place to go. Does it have a downward? Yeah, see, you can see it's not that steep. See, it's not that bad. And so this road leads out of camp. It almost parallels the M1's a little further in the bushes. Goes down, dirt road gets fairly steep, but there's another site right in here that's tucked off the road. So you could have people down in here staying with your as friends, and then you could go stay up in this upper camp up in here. And again, it's not all that bad. Now I was bringing my son here at a pretty young age, and he had no issues. There's an elderberry bush over here. You can tell I like elderberries. Yeah, I don't go back, Dan. I don't go to the M1 either. I'm done with that. Those areas. No, those are really old videos. This one's from 2000. It's not bad, but no, there's other spots that I'd rather check out that I've been. Again, for the longest time, I was naive and went back to these places on the M1 up Hull Mountain and just forever and ever. So I got to know it so well, it became familiar. But then I started to branch out and say, wow, there's a lot out here. So again, I don't regret ever going to these spots over and over and over and over repeatedly. But I find the terrain to be a little dry for me. And you're full of all kinds of spots tonight. Yeah, if you're looking for a spot off the M1, hands down, this is where I'd go first. Pretty popular spot though, so if you're leaving on a Saturday afternoon, I don't know. Not going to say it's not possible, but on this weekend, it's going to be a holiday weekend, and most of the campgrounds being closed, that'd be a tough bargain to get that one. But if you're in anything that's got any kind of ground clearance, I'd just go up the M1 and just keep going until you find a spot. It's Mendocino National Forest, disperse camping, have a good time, and enjoy yourself. Yeah, see, I'm saying cars because I don't know what everyone's driving. And I'm trying to cover all the bases. So did we do, what was the last spot? We did the 8, 9. Did I type that one in? No, so let's do this one. So 39.412.498 space negative 122.94826. Whoa. I've never come in that way before. Yeah, I've never come in that way before. Again, for so long, we just went in the normal way. I don't know why. I hate to use that word normal. Oh, there's that M3 again. And you can burn a lot of fuel exploring that M3. A lot of En-roads that come off that. What's this other spot? Let's check this one out. So we got 39.47, 3739, negative 122.8406.933. Oh, okay. Is that in the game refuge? It's on the Eel River. It sure looks like it would be. There's some great swimming up in here. Up in this little stretch where the M6 follows the Eel River. That's some great stuff up in there. What you got going on here, though? It looks like it ends in a cool little spot. Was it foggy this day? It's hard to read. Let's see. It looks like there's a little hiking spot that goes down to the river. Yeah, I've stayed. Let's see here. Where did we go? Trout Creek. That's a fun spot. I had a friend stay here last weekend, I think it was. This is a great spot. I've stayed here, swam in here. Some more swimming further up. And then my bio intro video was done right in here somewhere also. Right next to Horse Creek. There it is. So yeah, I did that, the video in my intro. When you go to my channel, I filmed that right here. And when I talk about public lands, it's filmed right here. Oh, well, if it's going to scratch my car, I'm not going. Both of them are pretty boy vehicles. No, I get flack for, what do you keep these all clean and you take them off road? Well, yeah, I take care of them though. Yeah, I can imagine you've burned a lot of fuel on the M3 because that's a massive, or a long road. I was going to say massive, but Leech Lake Mountain. Let's look that one up. Leech Lake Mountain. I don't think so. Drop some coordinates. Yeah, well, let's see if we can find it while we wait for those. LECH. Are we in the right area? Where is that? Wyoming? No, can't be. How about California? Oh, okay. Some idea where we are. 162. I've not been on that side before. That's still within the National Forest. It is, isn't it? How do you get there? Does that mean you have to go through private property to get here? Wait. Why is the M1 there? Why is it here, 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 and here? This is a loop. And then it's over here too. Why is the M1 just kind of goes everywhere? Wherever they decided to put it. Anyway, Leech Lake Mountain. I see water. Oh. That doesn't look much. Like a seasonal pond. That's okay though. Camping next to water, and these cliff edges could be pretty cool if flown correctly. The last trip we did, or the second to last trip we did, we brought the anamorphic lens, and man, that made all the difference in the world videoing this area. Get that true widescreen. All right, some coordinates. But let's see here. I'm gonna write this one down though. Oh, I did. 39.917.463 negative 122.08 7042 Sacramento River. What did I miss? 39.917.463 123. Off by a whole degree. That's quite a bit. Oh, yeah, okay. You camp there? I wonder what it's like there. Leech Lake is not private land. It's accessible for. All right. Yeah, it looks like a road I would take, but when you turn it back into this map, like, what kind of land is this down here? Although a lot of Windsor, where I live, looks like this too. So, and then Ham Pass, huh? See, we should do more of these live streams. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. I'm sure you guys are picking up stuff too. So all these, I'm gonna leave this video up. All these coordinates are going to be on here. I'm going to try to make it out to some of these spots pretty soon, especially since I can't go to my favorite places. Go down here to Plusket Meadows and go fishing, but that's completely off limits, and I don't want to get in trouble. So, it sounds like I might have some new adventures on my hands. I don't know. A whole bunch of places to choose from now. Again, please, a thumbs up. These comments are fantastic. Subscribe if you've got any good information. You're not already subscribed. Those are all good. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with National Forest or BLM. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I'm just a guy with a computer who reads a lot and drives in the forest all the time. So please, thumbs up. Big help. The comments, fantastic. Keep them coming even afterwards. Feel free to throw in comments of, hey, where's this, where's that, what do you recommend, or what's your opinion? But please include, where you come. If you're asking me where to go, please include where you're coming from, what kind of car you're driving, so I have some idea what's good and what's not so good. I hate to send you somewhere that's Jeep only trail and say this is fantastic, go check it out, and you show up in a Subaru, and I wouldn't want to let you down. Yeah, you've commented a lot about skiing. Someday I'll run into you out there. Yeah, good. Yeah, lots of thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please do so. The more subscribers, the more views, the more comments, the more likes, the more people discover these videos, get out there and use the forest, hopefully understand how to use it respectfully, take care of it, and enjoy it also. And if we get enough people, then they start putting more funds into it. As long as we don't abuse it, we get to keep it. We abuse it, we lose it. So if we all work together to share the rules and regulations and how it should be used and etiquette, like I was talking about with camping earlier, that we stayed in one spot and then just 50 feet away, someone came and squatted right next to us and there was nothing we could do about it. Now, if I have that happen, so like if I go over to, I'm just going to have to guess or something. Mendocino Pass. Let's see if I can find this spot. No, I'm like determined. The little road, say road, there's a little pond next to it. It's not that one. It's before 22 and 11. Cliff. Well, at any rate, so I went camping to a spot, and we'll say that it was a big spot. This whole area right in here. You pull in, there's a little spot right here. Are you coming way off the road? Actually, it's a little further in. So there's a spot right here, and then there's a big spot right here. Well, when I showed up, I put a chair, a tent, and a cooler right here, and then I took over this spot here because I would be able to see them and they could see me. When I'm out there, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to be able to run around naked if I wanted to. I don't want to. What if I wanted to? So that's my way around it. I put something there that shows that it's being used, and then somebody won't camp right next to it. But if we can educate each other that etiquette says you shouldn't do that, or if you do, at least talk to the person in the big spot and say, hey, is somebody actually staying here? Or if there isn't anything there, you should still take it upon yourself to be like, hey, I noticed there's no one staying here. Would you mind if I stayed here? And if they have their reservations or say, no, I have a plans, with my friends or my girlfriend or my wife, just let them be. Don't ask them. Just say, okay, it's a big forest. There's plenty of room. As you can see, there's plenty of area for all of us to have a good time and either disperse camp or party down in a campground. Granted, well, only so many campgrounds are open and we're not supposed to party, but hey, you get my drift. Wishful thinking here. That's all I can say. So again, that's part of the premise of this channel is the etiquette and the rules in addition to, hey, check out this spot. Hey, enjoyed this. I like that. I want to share it with you. Let's teach each other. And if you guys give me ideas, suggestions on videos of, hey, I see a lot of brass or whatever. I've done it before. Let's do another one. Let's do one about trash. I have one coming up about bathrooms and whatnot. Just people don't know that you're supposed to bury it a certain depth, and some people don't know that, like, for instance, when I was down in Moab last summer, you can't bury any of it. You have to haul everything out, including your waste. So you got to know and check your regulations. And as I was demonstrating with the start of this video, it's not always so easy to find the regulations. So I do my best to share with links and get other people to come and chime in. Like you guys are doing great on this video here, chiming in and giving me topics to come up with, and let's teach each other and let's all enjoy the woods. Let's share it. So you're more than welcome, all of you. Thank you, the rest of you, for giving me the links, because now I've got a sheet of paper to go check out, some homework to do, and some thinking to do where I want to go next. Because again, I drive a stock 2500 diesel 4x4 Chevy, and then a 2016 Outback Subaru. So I can't get everywhere, but I can get a lot of places. And I think that I'm up there in the higher percentile of people that can drive their vehicle. So I can make it a lot of places people can't. So again, it's, in my opinion, 60% person driver, 40% vehicle. You could have a piece of junk and get it into really, really awesome or far back places. So again, you're all welcome. This is awesome. I'm glad this went so long. I got so much engagement. It definitely means I want to do it again. So think of some more topics for next time. Please stay tuned. I was trying to do my videos around 8 because it gives plenty of time to, if things go longer, to keep it going. Or if people want to tune in, but a lot of people are getting off work at 7:30. So I try to keep them on the later side. So please keep the comments coming. please thumbs up, subscribe, anything, all that is great. And keep the questions coming. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can send me a private message and it goes instantly to my phone whenever I have coverage and I'm not out in the middle of nowhere. Feel free. Not a problem at all. And if you're going out and about, shoot me a message. And if I happen to be out and about, I'll meet you up with you. Or you will be seeing some a lot of my posts on Facebook are public, so you can follow me a lot on there. Very little on Instagram, but I will be doing at some point when they open up the land or open up the state or the county or however it's defined. I will be doing a big invite for, not the whole state, but hey, let's get a group of us together and let's go explore the forest. It could be fun to do the M1 back down to the M2 and the M4. And like I was saying, with the 24N02 and 22N11, those are both fun routes we could do as a group, a caravan kind of thing. And a central camp could be kind of fun where everybody could, meet and greet. There's a lot of us there's people that follow this channel that don't know anything, and there's people that follow this channel that know quite a bit, as you've seen and I have seen in the comments this evening. So I think it'd be great to do a meet and greet and share the information and share roads and, just enjoy the forest together. I'm in Windsor. If any of you guys are local, hit me up. Send me a message. I'd say let's get a beer, but that's not going to happen. But it doesn't mean I can't go meet you somewhere else. If you're into flying drones, let's go fly. Taking pictures, let's go take pictures. You want to go search the forest? Again, I'm going at least for the day, if not the weekend. I think it's the weekend of. Oops, that's not what I want. How do you get your calendar? There it is. Yeah, I think it's the weekend of the 6th. We're going to go back up to FH7 area. And probably, if I can get the wife to let me, Thursday or Friday through Sunday. And if anybody wants to pass through and say hi, we're allowed to do that kind of thing. So here, let's see here. Thanks for these videos. Oh, you're more than welcome, Emma. Emma, what part are you going out to this week, if you don't mind me asking, just out of curiosity? Central Coast. We have a compact car. M4 is pretty doable in that, yeah. You could do some of the the portions of the M4. So I've branched out. The M4 goes over to Sugar Spring or Sugar Springs. Yeah, that's not bad. You could do that. There's going to be stuff that sneaks up on you, though. Don't drive fast, get all confident. All of a sudden, they'll be coming around a turn. There'll be a giant pothole, but you shouldn't have any issues. You'll find something up there for sure. Dan, you're asking about beer. Oh, I'm between Pick and Pull and the Green on Old Redwood Highway. I can see the freeway out my front door. On the weekend of the 6th, I have a weekend free, I think. Way across anything, just watch the roads. M4. There you go. See, now we're working together. We're getting somewhere. Maybe I'll just keep this going for a few more minutes. So Emma, he's saying that you can take the M4 in your car next to the train station. I can walk to your house. Oh, be quiet. My dot just went off. Yeah, I could walk to your house. I'm literally right in between Pick and Pull and the Green. Emma, I'm glad you tuned in. I think you were the one who chimed in. Was it about the location of the spring? I don't know. I had a whole bunch of messages. I'm trying my best here. I can see the from the front yard. Okay, well, then, yeah. One of these days, let's get together. But yeah, I think it's the 6th. We're going to be up in that area. And Emma, I don't know how long you've been watching, but I did mention people can send me a direct message on Facebook. They go through quickly, and I respond far faster than I do here on YouTube. How do is there a way to do, I feel so informal. Isn't there a way for me to do like both my picture? No, that's not it. Hi, everybody. I was hoping there was a way to do like me in the corner and then the map, but I don't think there is. So Emma, Dan, anybody, if you guys are on Facebook and you find something cool or do something cool or post something cool on Facebook, I am pretty active on there, so I would be grateful if you'd tag me in the post or in the comments at least or something so I can find it. Yeah, because and again, I do love meeting new people. So if you're going to be out in the forest or want to be out in an area, let me know. Send me a message if you want me to message you before I go. I keep the messages in Facebook, and I could always refer back to it as, oh yeah, so and so wanted me to message them when I went out to such and such area. I'll do my best to try and remember that and send you a message. Post about NYA cabin. Okay, cool. Well, I did notice the number of on the tab on my Facebook was growing while we've been on here. That's fine. It's a good thing. So, again, guys, everybody, gals, thanks for watching. Don't forget a thumbs up. Comments are awesome. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. So with that, I'm gonna call it quits for the evening, and it's been a great show. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.